Hi everyone. So I would like to welcome you all for this wonderful session that we have on the topic of program management. I hope all of you are in your exam phases as of right now, but as you know that we are about to close the learning track stage of this particular cohort, and soon we will be declaring the result of the top teams that we have selected for the next stage as well. So that is there, and we have Mr. Amit Kumar Pandey from Ciena, who is working as a project manager and have an experience of like more than 13 plus in the corporate side. So and like he's from the software side and all. Uh, so I would like to welcome him, and we will get to know more about him and the topic that we are going to cover today. So I would just request you all to kindly switch on your cameras, and maybe we can make it more of an interactive session. Over to you, Amit sir. Thank you so much, Amit sir, for joining. And
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, yes, sir.
Thanks, Saurabh,
Over
for
to you, sir.
nice introduction and a good warm welcome. So,
Pardon
yeah,
me, sir, if I have missed anything or something.
no,
So yeah,
it was nice. Thank you. Thank you
okay,
very much.
okay.
And thank you all for joining this session. Actually, so this session is basically on the project management, and this is a good initiative of NASCOM Foundation in in collaboration with Ciena, and that is named as a Tech for Change, right? So indeed, there is a need of technology. If there is a if we want our society to be changed, so most of you might have seen, might have been part of this change that is happening today. Everywhere we are seeing that the technology is taking over, and technology is actually benefiting each one of us in some sorts, right? So uh, just like 8 to 10 years back, if you remember that, even the in India, the 3G networking, the technologies when it was launched, and the things were associated with it. It was being like it was think like internet will be next next thing that will be treated and that will be welcomed by all the organization and every people. And but today what you see that with the launch of 5Gs and the initial phase of initial working on 6G, nowadays you can see that the things are getting grow with like a great velocity. So what we can see is like technology is growing day by day in every field. Networking is getting being boom in every field. So technology is important, and in order to manage the technology, um, because there are different software projects that are ongoing. There is a crucial role to manage the project. In this agile world, every project is like having a kind of fixed duration. You cannot wait for like 5 years to roll down on one specific project, right? So project management is a kind of a skill, as well as it has some guidelines, some rules that you need to follow in order to manage the project, in order to make that project successful, right? So a little about me. So I am Amit Kumar Pandey. I have 13 plus years of corporate experience. I started as a software engineer, as most of our audience and students are here. So I completed my BTech and in information technology stream, and then I started with the Wipro Technologies. Then I just switched to SCL Technologies, and finally after that I have associated with the Ciena India Private Limited. And from last 9 to 10 years, I'm working with Ciena, and I have seen this progressive growth from a software engineer to a project manager. So that journey was really awesome. And I love to share whatever I have learned during this process, because uh, there is a say that whatever you have taken from society, you must return that and more than that to the society back. So whatever I have learned during these 13 years, I just want to share all of my understanding, my experiences, and whatever I can help any student or anyone. That's why I chose this handle, Mentor Amit Pandey. So this is my social handle. If any one of you want to connect with me, you can connect with me using any of YT, Insta, FB, LinkedIn, or anything. So what I'm planning is there will be some different kind of lectures or the updates on these social handles as well. So you may take a benefit of that. So in Ciena, I have right now working as a project manager, and there are multiple 3 to 4 projects that I am dealing with right now. So I would like to explain about the projects. So before starting, like what exactly project is. Uh, Meanwhile, if you have any question or query, just bug me, ping me, or what you can say is you can stop me in between. We will have discussion on that. So I don't believe in finishing the PPTs and covering the syllabus, but I believe in understanding the things. So if there is anything that is confusing you, you can ask me. We will talk about that, and then we will move forward. Right? Any questions so far? Okay, so let's start with definition of project. So what exact project is? So whenever we talk about project management, we must understand what the project is, right? So first we will be understanding about the project itself, and then we will see how we can manage that particular project. So project is basically an activity. So any activity that is unique. So for example, let's say building a software, an online portfolio or something, that is a project. Even if building a new design of a car, that is also a project. So project is something which has something in uniqueness, and that brings some changes. So whenever we are talking about any particular project, then at the Commensa project, that particular problem, whatever problem we are solving, whether it is an online software program or something like that. So at the beginning, we don't have that solution available, and once the project is completed, we have that solution in place. So basically, it brings some sort of changes, right? We can also we cannot forecast everything. For example, let's say if I just ask you that we have to develop a software which is based on AI technology, that is artificial intelligence, and whenever it reads my facial expression, it should just let me know whether I am happy or I am sad, right? So this is one particular example of a project. So the question is, this project is unique. It will bring some changes. By reading the facial expressions, you can figure out like whether the person is happy or sad, or what is the level of the happiness. But it may be possible that there are some sort of risks or unknowns associated with the project, right? So it may be possible that in order to develop this project, we will be having a kind of it may take 6 months or 12 months. So whatsoever is the timeline, but it may be possible that during that timelines there may be some unknowns which we have not yet thought of. For example, the lead engineer that is working on that is is just taking PTO for more than 2 months. Now you have just thought that this project should be completed in 6 months, but your lead engineer is taking a PTO of 2 months, which was unforeseen due to unforeseen reason. So this can be one which is related to the resources which has been deployed. Another problem, it may be possible that whenever you are working on that particular project, you are not having good amount of inputs. For example, in order to train AI, you people might have known already that the input is very much important, right? You may have different sort of video recorded so that the AI algorithm can work upon that. It may be possible that you don't have for example, let's say initially you thought that n number of video inputs will be sufficient to train your AI algorithm, but going forward, when you are developing that particular software, we figure out that there are some problems in these input videos, and these are not very helpful. We are not able to train our AI algorithm on based on that input. So that is another kind of risk that is associated with it. It may be possible that while developing your software, there is a need of a highly compute. compute engine. For example, you may need a desktop which is having enormous good amount of memory, and the compute power of that hardware is that computer needs to be very good. But sometimes due to some reason, due to some procurement reasons, there may be different n number of real life practical unknowns. It may be possible that the team which is involved in procurement of hardware for you actually is facing some issue for logistic issues, supply chain issues. So there may be n number of problems which can come, which are unforeseen for us, and we cannot think of that at the time of commence of the project. So for every project, there will be different unknowns that will be associated with that, and that unknowns we categorize as a risk, right? Generally, it happens that a project has a definite timeline. For example, let's say if I'll ask you that you have to develop the same example, the AI facial recognition software that you have to develop, and let's say in your team you have three people who are contributing on that. So there may be definite estimate of everything that you are going to do. It is not something like that you will get paid, you will get funded for entire 9 to 10 years that you are working on a software which is which needs AI software which needs a facial recognition or something like that. So it cannot be an infinite time bound project. So there may be some defined timelines. It may be possible that while estimation you can figure out that with three people, it will take 6 months of time, or it may be possible that it will take 12 months of time. So that based on the requirements and the estimation, you can figure out, but definitely there should be a defined timeline, right? Hope everyone is with me till now. Now, going to the next slide. So there are
Oh,
some
sorry.
common, yeah, sort of any question?
No, 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 sir. Please continue.
Okay. So I would like to let you know about some common terms that are associated with a project. So whenever we are working on a project, there are some technical terms that we generally use. You will find this in any project management journal logs, or you can, if you have any books on this, you will figure out. Or whenever you get a chance to work with the people in corporate, and when people are working on that project, you will come across these terms frequently. Like the first one is deliverables. So what exactly is deliverables? So any project will be having some associated output with it. The output can be tangible or intangible. So if it is a hardware related work, for example, let's say if you have to develop design and develop a car. So the final product of that project is a car, which is a hardware, which is a tangible. But generally in softwares are intangible outputs, because at the end of the project, what we have as a software solution that is deployed into some production environment, and that we cannot touch, but that has some functionalities associated with it, right? So those are known as intangible outputs. So every project should have some deliverables with it, right? Then comes the milestones. So generally, if you have any project, as for example, let's say if you have defined a project timeline to be a 6 month activity, then it is not something that on day one you decided that, oh, okay, we will be able to complete this project in 6 months, and after 6 months someone will come to you, hey, have you completed your project or not? So there is if in between one day one to the last day, if there is no progress tracker or something, then it may be possible that we will not come to understand where exactly we are right now at any particular time. So milestones are actually when you divide your project, your bigger project, into like small components, and then if you figure out like that this particular component will be completed by this particular date, so that is one milestone for you, right? So milestones are basically dividing the timeline of your project into some smaller outputs, and figuring out, for example, requirement gathering, your requirement elicitation is one milestone. So you can figure out that the first 15 days to 30 days, we will be able to understand what exactly the requirement of project is. So the first milestone is requirement understanding or requirement elicitation. There are different words that can be used, requirement gathering. So second milestone will be developing one component which reads the input data. In our example that we have taken, AI facial reader. So the first component, it could be that I will be processing the input only. So we will see whether the input is a in valid format or not, whether it is a valid video format or not. That will be one milestone. So we will keep like 2 weeks for this milestone. Similarly, tasks. So whatever actions, whatever activities that we are going to do during the project, we will be having a task. So tasks are smaller, smaller than milestones. So one milestone may have more than one task or something like that. Risk. We discussed about risk, and this risk just a few minutes back. So any potential problem that may arise that we can think of, there may be some unknown as well that we cannot think of, and that we will have to handle. The project manager's responsibility is to handle those unknown risk as well, right? Issues. Generally, issues are the risk that have actually occurred. So it may be possible that there are some risks that you might have thought that it will come, but due to some reason, due to some good team, everything comes out to be like fine. So that will not be considered as an issue. But if a risk has happened, then it will be fall under the category of issues. Now coming to Gantt chart. So Gantt chart actually is a way, like whatever we were talking about, like this is my task, I have to complete this task within this particular time frame. Like after 2 weeks I will have to complete this particular task. Task 2 should be completed by this particular time frame. So all those representation, if you will bring onto a chart, then it is known as a Gantt chart. So I have one small like uh, capture for that. Sorry. So this one, right? So this is one small, simplest form of Gantt chart. There may be different complex Gantt chart available, and there are different softwares using which you can define your task, and you can define like this particular task one will take 5 days or something like that, and it will very beautifully, it will just prepare a Gantt chart for you, and you can figure out like now, for example, let's say these are the week numbers. So week number 0, we have started task 1, and around week number 2, 1.5, the task 1 must be completed, and the task 2 should be started from that, and it will get completed around week number 8. So whenever let's say right now I am at week number 10, then I know that the task 1 and task 2 has been completed, task 3 is in progress. So this is basically a representation of whatever milestones, whatever task that you have defined. Okay, so this is a Gantt chart. Now comes to stakeholders. So stakeholders are any person, any group, any team which are directly or indirectly may be affected by your program. So for example, let's say when I'm talking about AI facial reader, then definitely the customer is the client who have asked for that software is a stakeholder, right? I talked about like we will have to procure a high compute, high memory hardware. So a team which will provide us that procurement, that is another stakeholder, right? And let's say that you want to capture some input devices in order in input videos in order to train your AI algorithm on some people. Like you want to take the facial recording of their, and you know that if the person is smiling, then it is and that person is happy. So you want to tag that this input is of happy people, and you have taken. So those people who are involved in recording those there may be like stock recording, but it may be possible that your requirement that you want to perform that testing or something on a live people. So whosoever participate in that, that is also a stakeholder. So a stakeholder kind of a team, all the team members, all the customer, or all the people or the group by which you are getting interacted, and actually who are going to be affected with your project activity, right? Okay, so any questions so far?
Any questions,
Okay.
everyone? Yes, sir, please.
Sir,
Yeah.
Like if you're building any environment related project, let's not say it's a CSE project or FER, you are saying, right? Facial
Hmm.
emotion recognition. Let's say it's not FER, it's just an infrastructure project. Okay.
Okay.
So infrastructure project not only affects a person living in that area, right? It also affects the environment.
Right.
So
So
will you consider
infrastructure project. Then I assume that you are talking about like building or something, or
so like
building a road,
building
building a
highways. Let us say
highways. Yeah.
NHAI is now taken, our road minister has taken the initiative to build the flyovers to reduce the
Yeah.
traffic jam all over the country in different cities, right?
Right.
So
Right.
due to which environment is also affected,
Yeah,
right?
environment will be
So will
affected.
you
But
consider
yeah,
environment in
generally we don't consider them as a stakeholder, because environment is something which is not going to be affected in sense of like if my time, for example, let's say if I'll say that I just decided that my project will get completed in 1 year, right? For example.
yes.
So if I complete that project in if I'm not able to complete that project in that 1 year, and it is taking, let's say, 2 year to complete that highway building work, right? So in this case, due to that increased timeline, who is directly affected? Right. So it may be possible that the government is being affected because they have to spend more money and more time on that labor, on the labor cost and all those things, right? The contractor will be affected. The people who are used to travel that particular area, that they will be affected. So when we are saying that affected, it means that the if the timeline is getting changed, then there are some sort of investment that are not that are being compromised or something being changed. We are not saying that affected means something that the environment is going to be affected, right? So we are sure we are we can consider that yeah, environment will be affected with that, but environment is not a stakeholder because it is not showing any interest into that. Even if you complete that in 6 months, environment is not going to be benefited. It will get polluted whether it is completed in 6 months or it is completed in 2 years. That is definitely there that it will get polluted, but it is not going to get direct impact in sense of investments, or in sense of like the timelines that the people are being involved in that, and they have different other project to be completed, but they cannot go there because their first project is not completed. So this, in this sense, we talk about stakeholders. I hope you
So yeah, but sir, like stakeholder, let's say if that my project is going on, let's say I have to draw a flyover from area A to area B. Okay.
okay.
And
Okay.
area A to area B is a marketplace of the city, busiest
Right.
marketplace of the city. Because
Okay.
we see that this type of marketplaces are the most affected areas where
Hmm.
when the construction goes on, they
Yeah.
are the most disturbed areas also. Due to
Okay.
which draining construction, if you do draining construction and the rain comes, the rain water falls all over the road. Then
Right.
don't you think that due to that drain and all that, due to that infrastructure project, whole market get disturbed and the market
Yes.
persons who are selling their products,
Yeah,
because see,
exactly. Now in this example, market persons will be a stakeholder. So whenever you are because they are being affected by your project, right? So there, if your project gets completed in 6 months, then they will get benefited, and if it get delayed to 2 years, they will not get benefited, but they will be there will be a problematic scenario for you. Like it may be possible that they will come and protest and all those things, right? So in that project management, they will be considered as a stakeholder, right? And you will be as a project manager, you will have to think about it. If my project does not complete on time, then there may be possible the risk associated with that will be a protest, right? So in that case, you will have to think about that, and you will have to think about the counterpart of that. In case your project is not getting completed on time and there is a protest, then what will be your step? How exactly you will do? Will you just stop your project in between, or how exactly you will handle that? So all these are unknowns and risks that you have to figure out. So in that sense, it will be considered.
sir, like my one more question was there, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
2 minutes it will take time.
Yeah,
So don't I don't think every project starts with every quality people aspire for when they are building, right?
yeah,
Like imagine I'm building an AI or anything I am building, and
yeah,
people doesn't get all the things together, right? I'm saying
exactly,
there are five
exactly,
parameters of quality and three are achieved. Let's say three are achieved.
right.
So, sir, deliverables will be countable. Sorry, not deliverables. So, schedule will be counted till three achievements और and like अगर हम लोग सॉफ्टवेयर को अपडेट करते हैं तो
Right.
वो जो दो क्वालिटीज पेंडिंग है वो भी तो सर आ जाती है ना
Yeah.
कंसिडरेशन में.
So again, that again comes to be the first part, like requirement understanding. Okay.
अच्छा.
So if your customer, for example, let's say if your customer for that particular project, if he has already mentioned in the requirement that I will accept this project only if all these five tuples has been completed. If that is the statement, then you cannot say to customer that I have completed your project because I have just done all the functionalities and all these three tuples has been completed, right? So in that particular scenario, this project will not considered as a completed project, right? But it may be possible that customer has just told that I want all these functionalities, okay, with at least these set of qualities that has been approved, right? In that case, if you have even if you have a goal to complete the five tuple quality, but you have completed three tuple, then you can declare that as a phase one of project, right? And you can plan accordingly. You can you can develop the project and you can share that, and you can in the release notes, if it is a software product, in the documentation or release note, you will have to mention that there was no requirement that five tuples has to be completed. Our first deliverables are with three tuples, and definitely it will be accepted by the customer. And we can also think of like a second phase of the project, that if customer is in need and they are ready to pay for that, they are ready to invest into that, then we can work on that as a next phase, drop two of the project with the next two tuples incorporated in the product.
You mean to say that the duration of a project will not be set to finite? Then they
Yeah,
will say that it is an ongoing project.
no. It depends on the requirement. So if let's say if the customer is not reluctant on five tuple thing in your example, right? Then my estimate will be the first, if I know that I can complete the project with three tuple in 1 year, let's say. So my estimate will be to my PLM is who is intermediating between the customer and me. My estimate will be I'll be able to complete this in 1 year with three tuples. Is customer okay to take that? This all comes during the commencement of the project and the initial requirement understanding and all. So if the customer is ready that okay, in 1 year definite timeline, if you are able to if you are able to deliver the project with three table, it's okay. Then we can propose that if there are in industry standards, five tuples are must to be in your deliverables. So we can propose this is something like how you like enhance your business as well, right? It is not something that I have completed one project and I'm done with the customer, but I want to take more work. So what we can propose in that case, for this project will be of 1 year with three tuple, and we can propose the another phase of this project. So this will be completed one. Phase one is completed. Phase two, we can propose that we can have another
Okay,
phase
so
two for that.
we
Yeah.
we divide the task and milestone into
Yes,
phases.
exactly. Based on the requirements. If customer is agreed to take that, yeah, definitely I can complete it in 1 year. And if they are not agreed, then I'll redefine our milestone. I will re-estimate that no, in 1 year we cannot do that. Either there may be two chances. If the customer is very reluctant that I want this in 1 year, then I want more manpower. So hire someone extra so that it's not a three people project. It will be five people project in order to complete that in 1 year. You got my point. So these are the real-time trade-off that we generally do in our real project estimates
Yeah.
and all those
Thank,
things.
thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks. Any other question? Okay, so moving to the project management. So project management actually is a task, a skill which involves in whenever you have defined a project now. you have done the requirement elicitation, requirement understanding. You have done kind of estimates that I'll be able to complete this project in this many time, and you have identified like how many people are to be work and all those things. Now, from the day one, during the planning as well, the project management roles start coming. So, as a project leader or a project manager, generally we prefer not to be involved into technical discussions, but what our thought is that we will be talking about will be centered around resources. So resources, it may be possible that the people who are actually working on that project, right? The time, if how exactly we are managing the time, right? It should not be like we run out of the time and we are not able to complete whatever we have already estimated and we have already committed money. For example, it should not be something like if the project has to be completed within this particular cost, that cost has been defined by the customer and by the different estimation and all those money part that has been done by different finance teams and all those. So the project should be bound to that cost and scope and the change. So scope is something like what is the scope of the project. So it should not be like we should be confined to whatever the requirements of the customer or whatever the requirement of that project is. We must think whatever work we are doing, we must think that it should be bound to that scope. For example, in your example, if you are building a flyover from one city to another city, you should be thinking about your scope is limited to building the flyover. You should not be started talking about let's say create some complexes around that flyover and all those, because that is not the scope of your project. That is another project scope, but and there will be another project team that has been involved into that. So you should be confined to, you should be clear to your scope. Now, the last one, and this is the most important thing, the change and the change management. Generally, everything is all other thing other than change. Generally, we mostly we are able to manage the thing. Resources, time, money, scope, here and there we can manage. But the change is something which actually needs a good leadership quality, good project management quality. So I will be talking about changes again. But this is just one view that a leader, a project leader or a project manager should be thinking about what is my goal, what are my requirements, what is my budget, what are the stakeholders involved. If I am doing anything, for example, if I have a dependency on any other team, whether I am able to follow with that team and get the procurements on time so that my project does not get blocked on it. And if there are any blockage, how soon we can figure that out and how soon we can sort that problem out, right? The project leader must be uh, checking on what are my plans timelines. So whatever timelines we have decided that this task should be completed by this week, then there should be a check that the project leader must be seeing that whether we are on time or whatever our plans are there, we are doing that. Or we are very much delayed from the timelines, and if there is any risk associated with the delays, then the project's leader, project manager should just jump in and talk to their team members, like why exactly we are getting these delays and what should be the different kind of like solutions for that, and all those brainstorming should be happen. Team and goals. Team is important because the team is working for you, right? It is something that there may be two types of leadership qualities. The one is very much focused on the task, and the another one is focused on the team. So if your team is well, If they are happy with you, they are having a good communication with you, then definitely they are going to perform. It will be a high performing team, right? But if you are very much focused about your task only, but you are not focused on your team member, it may be possible that your team member needs some sort of break for a day or two, because he or she is very much occupied into the initial phases of the project. But if you are not able to talk to him or her, or you are not able to understand them, so if they are ill, they are not going to perform for you, right? So you should be thinking about, you should be communication, you should be having good communication with team members. You will be team binding activities and all those things a project leader or project manager should be thinking about, so that there is a healthy environment, and there is a healthy competition, there is healthy environment, and people are growing on their own, they are developing, they are contributing very well, right? The another one is risk that we have talked too much, and the critical decision. It may be possible that in your team there is a conflict between members, right? So whenever you see there is a conflict in team, you should handle that conflict in such a way that you are not very much affecting someone in a bad way. But what you have to do is, like, you have to understand the both parties, and if possible you will have to take a critical decisions, like in order to resolve those conflicts, right? So these are some minimal requirements, some minimal characteristics of a leader that a leader must be having. Apart from these characteristics, there are some kind of skills that are required in order to manage a project, right? So before we talk about skills, anyone, any question till now? Okay. So I was talking about, like, what should be the skills, and what are the different steps that are involved during the project management. So the first one is management skills. So management skills are something like how exactly you are managing your team, right? And how exactly you are keeping track of your timelines, and motivating your team members, and having kind of regular sync up. You are checking, like, things are going good. If there are any blockades, how to handle them. All those things comes under management skill. The leadership skill, I personally believe that leadership skills are very, very, very important skills. So there is a difference between management skill and leadership skill. Anyone wants to talk about these two topics? Any thought, like, what is the difference between management skill and leadership skill? Anyone want to contribute? Don't worry about, like, whether it will be a right answer or wrong answer. Just
Uh, Hello, sir.
yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I think, sir, management skills are those skills that a leader should manage, right?
Okay.
And the leadership skills are the that one which justifies the quality of the leader. Like
Okay.
वो कितना capable है leadership
Mm-hmm.
को लेकर.
Yeah, kind
And
of, you are good. You are at some point. Your answer is right. But yeah. So let me ask one question to you. Yes. So yes. Let's say I have given you a task that what you have to do is you have to just what you have to do is you have to just complete first unit of your syllabus, your computer science syllabus. Okay. This is the task that I have given to you. Now, on day one, in the morning, I came to you and I asked, yes, where exactly are you? Have you completed any chapter on that? Then again, after 1 hour, I will come. Yes, now where are you? Have you completed any chapter? Again, after 2 hours, second day, I'm keep on bugging you whether you have completed, what exactly you are doing, why you are not able to complete a chapter one till now. It has been past 2 days now. So these are actually kind of micromanagement thing. So I am micromanaging you, right? So I am keep on asking, keep on bugging you. So this is kind of micromanagement, and micromanagement may be needed in some cases. Let's say some employee that purposely they do not want to perform. So purposely you do not want to complete your first unit, then there will be a need to have a micromanagement. But if I'll just give you something, and after the end of the day, I will ask, yes, did you feel any blockage, or are you able to proceed, whether you are facing any issues, or if you are not able to understand that, you can come to me. I will let you know like how to read that. And if you are not able to understand the chapter 1, I will brief you about that. I can have one half an hour session with you, and I will teach you, like. So which one is inspirational for you, by which you
Second
will
one.
get the second one, right? So second one is the quality of a leader. Leaders are inspirational. They are not going to bug the things, but what they are going to show is they will have a relationship with you. They will build a relationship of trust, right? So they will be inspiration for you. If you are seeing them, if they are ready to talk to you, the leaders are someone who are able to help you if you are who are able to help you if you are stuck at any point. They are not going to criticize you why you are not able to complete this. Instead of that, the leader will let you know, let's come together, we will talk with each other, we will see why this chapter is not being completed. So the second one is like builds a trust between manager and the employees, right? So leadership skills are very much important. How exactly you are motivating people, how helping you are. If someone is blocked on some resources, how exactly you are just talking to different teams and taking all those things, right? So leadership skill, I personally very fond of, and I love that. Technical skills. So technical skills, everyone knows. If someone, for example, if AI face recognition tool we were talking, if there is a need of some technical understanding, like if you want to understand the Python libraries and all those things, so we can provide some sort of the manager should have a technical skill. And if he is not having, it is not mandatory for managers to have technical skills. If they don't have, they can arrange some sort of technical sessions with seniors, or even the third party providers, like session providers, right? Conflict management skill, I talked little earlier, like whenever there is a conflict in team, the critical decisions should be taken by the manager, and the conflict must be resolved. There should be like healthy environment. Change management skill, I'm still holding on this. Customer relationship skills, so how exactly you are talking with your customer, you are getting the requirement understandings. Communication skills are very, very, very important again. So it may be possible that in your team people are not communicating with you, and you are not communicating with your team, then that environment is not a healthy and good environment. So people will have their own opinions, like my manager is like this, he is rude, he is not talking to me, and like that. And if they are having any problem, they are not going to talk to you. Then this is a very, very, very bad environment. So communication is very much important. You should be talking with your team members, whether they are able to, they are well equipped with the resources, with the technical skills that they want, with whatsoever, with their peers, where they are good or not. So you should be talking about your peers, your employees, and all those. Okay, so change management skill. Now let's say change management skill is something which is actually, let's say if in case of your AI tool that we were talking, right? So let's say you have started working, you have got your requirements, and you have got all those things. You have done the estimates and timelines and all those, and you have started working on that. All of a sudden, what happens that the customer comes and he said, oh, I want this software to be changed in such a way that that this particular feature should be included in that, but you have not planned that feature, right? Now, how to handle that change? That it may be possible, it may be possible that you have hired some person. Let's say there was a requirement in Python for that particular project, and the customer is saying that I want Java based UI or something like that. Now, how will you will handle that change? That is very much important, right? it may be possible if you are talking about that resource that who is well versed in Python. If you are saying that him you have to work in Java now what will happen to that person, right? He will be like, how can I do this? I cannot complete this project in 6 months, right? So there may be this type of things that may come. The leader, the manager should be well equipped, and like he should be very kind of thoughtful, like how to handle that particular change, how to do the re-estimates, and how to arrange the proper training so that the person can understand Java and can develop. So there may be different steps to be taken for change. So change management is basically related to any unforeseen changes that comes to you and that you cannot avoid because the customer wants that change, he's paying for it, then you will have to do that. You'll have to do a re-estimate, a rethinking, and re-implementation of the things. Generally, a project management steps are like initiation of the project, planning of the project, execution of the project. So we have talked about all these during our discussions. So execution, control, monitoring, and finally, if everything is okay, well documented, project is closed. So we have to do a project closure. Anyone, any questions around this, like skills and the steps that are needed in the project management, or any other question that you want to discuss? So we are, I think, approximately 5 to 6 minutes left. So any questions are welcomed.
Sir, any questions, anyone? If you would like to
Sir,
ask anything
Farad, can I
related to your
ask something?
project. Yeah, yeah, please.
See, every project takes some longer timeline, right? Depending
Hmm.
on project, deadlines are decided, right? So, but
Right.
some projects are they are working very good. They were
Hmm.
consistent. They were good enough, hold the tenure. But at the
Yeah.
last, their momentum, their motivation, all broke. Even the leader
Yeah.
who was inspiring others, he himself broke down.
Okay.
That is how we will manage. If leader himself
Yeah.
goes down, then how
Yeah.
team will
Actually,
get?
yeah. Actually, what I say is uh, every challenge has an opportunity in it, right? So it may be possible that your leader got broke down, right? Now it may be possible if you as a reporter to your leader, it may be, so there are challenges, and what you can do is it is an opportunity for you. So what I think is, in that case, if you are an employee, simple employee, then what you will have to do is you can talk to your leader, you can talk to your peers, and you can try to motivate them, right? But even if that is not happening, and you consider that your leader is completely broken down, then what you can do is you can communicate with your leader that this is not a time that we should be just giving up, because we are at the end of the project, and if we all together can help each other, and definitely since we have completed this up to this mark, then we will be definitely be able to complete it to the final stage as well. It may be possible that your leader is not getting motivated, and he is not able to handle your project. Then what you can do is you can talk to the next ladder. For example, your leader is reporting to someone else. Then what you can do is you can talk to them, right? And you can figure out like there is a problem that is going on in my project, and there should be some sort of intervention from someone.
So, but these interventions may lead to conflicts, right? That leader may think that he was already underconfident because he got broke down, and then
Mm-hmm.
trust issues may come. That sir, who's
बाबू
there?
से बोलो scan कर ले. Sorry, there was some disturbance. What was the
Sorry.
question last?
सब मान लीजिए कोई ट्रस्ट लीडर ऑलरेडी एक अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट आदमी हो चुका है मोटिवेशन गिरने से
वही मैं कह रहा
एंड
हूँ,
उसके
अगर that is the case, then what you will have to do is you will have to
सर आप
talk to.
बोलो लैडर पे चढ़ के आगे वाले को बोलो बट सर अगर मान लो अगर हम लैडर पे चढ़ के किसी आगे वाले को उसको रिपोर्ट जिसको रिपोर्ट करते हैं मैं अगर
हाँ.
उससे बोलने जाऊं और वो ऑलरेडी अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट बंदा है तो सर
नहीं,
ट्रस्ट इश्यूज भी तो हो सकते हैं ना टीम में सर कि
नहीं देखो, ट्रस्ट इश्यूज होते हैं, एग्जैक्टली ट्रस्ट इशू हो सकते हैं, बट इफ यू आर फेसिंग दैट योर इमीडिएट लीडर इज नॉट एबल टू हेल्प यू, right, then there is definitely a step that you will have to step up. You'll have to talk to your manager. That's why every team has a different leadership, right? because someone is reporting to someone and then someone is reporting to someone. That is why the hierarchy is there in the corporate, right? So what you will have to do is you will have to find like where exactly I can talk. Even HRs are involved in that, but generally what happens in project management, we talk to immediate leader, we try to talk to them, and if they are not convinced, then we will try to talk to the upper management team. So that's the way to do that.
Thank you, sir. I got
Yeah,
my answer. Thank you.
yeah. Okay. So if you have any suggestion, you can let us know.
नो सर, बट ऐसा होता है ना मोस्टली केसेस में कि जो हाँ सिचुएशंस में लीडर्स को देख के सब इंस्पायर हो रहे थे, बट अब जब
हम्म।
लीडर ही टूटता हुआ देखता है तो लोग ऐसे ही खुद में टूट जाते हैं कि भाई ये टूट गया तो हम कहाँ जाएंगे फिर।
हाँ, ऐसा
देयर विल
होता है।
बी गो।
ऐसा होता है, बट वही मैं कह रहा हूँ, वहां पे दो सिचुएशन हो सकती है। या तो आप लीडर को समझा लो, या आप खुद से अपने पीयर्स को समझाओ। कई बार वहां से लीडर निकलता है। अ लीडर इज नॉट बॉर्न, राइट? You yourself as an employee can motivate your peers and you can become the leader. You can emerge as a leader. That is an opportunity. Every challenge has an opportunity. अगर आप वो भी नहीं कर पा रहे हो, then what you have to do is you will have to talk to your manager's manager कि there is a problem in our project and this guy is completely broken down and we need to figure it out.
हेलो सर।
Yeah.
सर इसमें एक चीज हो सकती है कि लाइक अगर आप मतलब जो बहुत बड़े बिजनेसेस हैं उनमें तो
हाँ।
उनमें सब चल सकता है। लाइक अभी अभी जैसे देश में है कि लाइक अभी तो मतलब बस ट्रस्ट एक दूसरे पे ट्रस्ट करके बिजनेस चलता है कि लाइक जब हम लोग स्मॉल बिजनेसेस होते हैं तो लाइक अगर हमने उस टाइम ऐसा कर दिया कि मतलब कोई हमारे जैसे कि कोई कोई सीईओ है एंड कोई मैनेजर है तो लाइक वो उनके नीचे के एम्प्लॉय आके मतलब पहले मैनेजर को ना बता के सीधा सीईओ के पास चले गए एंड ऑल ऐसे हो गया तो लाइक ट्रस्ट ट्रस्ट
नहीं,
टूट गया
मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, देयर आर 3 स्टेप्स दैट आई टॉक्ड, राइट? फर्स्ट स्टेप, आप अपने लीडर से बात करो, उसको समझाने की कोशिश करो, उसको मोटिवेट करने की करो। सेकेंड स्टेज, आप अगर कर पाते हो लीडरशिप वाला काम, इफ यू कैन इमर्ज एज अ लीडर, देन यू कैन टेक कंट्रोल ऑफ योर पीयर्स, देन डू दैट, राइट? बट अगर आप ये दोनों भी नहीं होता है एंड you are straightly seeing that you people are going to fail in that project because of that leader, right? So who is important, the trust of your leader or the reputation of your company? Just answer my question. कौन इंपॉर्टेंट है, आपके लीडर का जो कि अच्छा नहीं कर रहा उसका ट्रस्ट, या फिर आपके कंपनी का रिपुटेशन? वी आर वर्किंग एज अ कंपनी, राइट? एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम द कंपनीज preferences are more have more weightage than any particular person, any particular manager, any particular leader. So if you are genuine, you have tried everything, you have tried to sort out the problems at your own end. If you had to talk to your leader, but nothing is working, then definitely you will have to talk to the next immediate, whether it is CEO or कोई intermediate supervisor है, या जो भी है, या जो भी आपके कंपनी में पॉलिसी है. It may be possible that you can talk to HR head that there are some problems going on in my team. So, but what exactly we have to think is like the company preferences, the customer satisfaction is the most important thing, and nobody's ego should come in that particular scenario, right? So who just gave that this example that we will have to talk to CEO, whether it will be a trust factor? I just want to uh,
Glo-
thank you.
it was
Yeah,
glorious green, sir. Yeah.
yeah, glorious green.
If
Thank
you
you.
can just
It
maybe
was a
name yourself. Yeah, please.
yeah.
Is the
So
team name,
thank
sir,
you.
that they have joined
Yeah,
from?
it's okay, no problem. So thank you. It was a good point that you brought that what if there is no intermediate and we have to talk to CEO? And definitely being an employee, talking to CEO about some leader is not a good that we will feel about, but that will be good for in the favor of company, right? Glorious green,
यस सर।
whosoever, right? So हमेशा ये सोचो कि in whatever role you are, and that is the quality of leadership. I told you, right? Inspirational hona, right? तो right करो, do the good, right? Do the good, whatever it is. अगर आप अच्छा करोगे, it will be it will be good for your company, it will be good for you, it will be good for everyone. किसी के
सर
ईगो के चक्कर में खराब काम नहीं करना चाहिए.
ये सर जैसे आप बताया सर, जैसे कि हम लोगों की तो कंपनी रजिस्टर्ड है एंड और हम लोगों का प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च हो चुका है, तो हम लोगों का ये है कि हम लोग इससे गुजर चुके हैं। तो लाइक
हाँ
ना,
हाँ
कोई कोई हमारा लीडर बनने की कोशिश करता है एंड लाइक हाफ हाफ लीडरशिप बची होती है। तो लाइक देन ना वो दूसरा लीडर अगर अगर खुद मतलब ये है कि मतलब इस इनसे अलग होके मैं खुद वो सारा प्रॉफिट रखूं, तो ऐसे सब आने लग जाता है कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बहुत सारे एम्प्लॉयज एंड मतलब लीडर्स के बीच में।
Hmm. So in that case, I would like to say that they are not exactly leaders, they are the partners, right? ये जो आपके बीच कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आ रहा है ना, ये पार्टनरशिप में आ रहा है। ये उनको लगता है कि नाउ आई कैन अर्न मोर, आई कैन टेक मोर प्रॉफिट, सो वो अपना पार्टनरशिप में अपना पार्ट लेने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। लीडर्स आर ऑलवेज इंस्पिरेशनल, वो हमेशा टीम के बारे में सोचते हैं। दैट इज द क्वालिटी।
यस।
मतलब मेरे हिसाब से ये होता है और हम भी यही कोशिश करते हैं हम अपनी कंपनी में या जो भी। दैट्स व्हाई इट इज टर्म्ड लाइक सीएनआ इज अ ग्रेट प्लेस टू वर्क, बिकॉज वी आर open to speak to any level if there are any problems, right? So the theme here is like do the good and things will be good. Even if someone is doing bad, you can report to them. There are different report channels that you can do that. तो अगर आप आज छोटी कंपनी हो, कल को अगर आपको अच्छी बड़ी कंपनी बनना है, तो यू शुड बी थिंकिंग अबाउट दिस कि यू शुड बी डेवलपिंग दैट काइंड ऑफ गुड लीडरशिप qualities in you. It may be possible that someone will try to take the part of your profit and all those things, but they are not, definitely they are not going to be a good leader. So if you are doing genuine things, you will definitely be a good leader. And one day it may be possible that your company will be great, great place to work at least. Am I answer your question? Any other question?
No, sir, thank you.
Okay. So I think this slide just have like whatever we talked. अगर poor management skill है, एग्जीक्यूटिव सपोर्ट नहीं है, पुअर कम्युनिकेशन है, रॉन्ग टीम मेंबर्स हैं, इन योर एग्जांपल्स दोज वर रॉन्ग टीम मेंबर्स, ठीक है। नो कॉन्टिन्यूअस फीडबैक और इवेल्युएशन ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट, नो और पुअर रिस्क मैनेजमेंट, इनएबिलिटी टू मैनेज चेंज, देन that project is going to be failed. If your members are not good, if your leaders are not good, then your project will be failed, your company will be failed. So you should be developing a good project management skills, whether it is leadership skill and communication skill and all that. Thank you very much. So that was all about this presentation, and I hope we are on time. Yeah, we are 5 minutes over, but it's okay.
No
So
worries,
at
sir.
any point of time, if you people want to connect with me, you can connect with me, like, and I will be happy to help, like, in any way. If I can share my thoughts or if I can help you to clarify your questions, then it will be a pleasure for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time
Thank you,
that
sir.
you have given to us and to the teams that we have under the Tech for Change program. I guess definitely like it would be a great opportunity for all these team members to connect with you over any social platform that they want to would like to connect with you.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you so much, sir. I would
Thank you.
just request all the team members to kindly share your feedback. I'm just sharing my screen. If you can just maybe scan this thing and give us your feedback for the same, so that maybe we can come up with more such interactive sessions in the upcoming time. And Amit sir, thank you so much for your time, and looking forward to more such sessions in the upcoming time with more students and teams.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah,
Definitely, Saurav. I'll be very happy to like have any session in future as well.
definitely,
Okay,
sir.
and for
Will
everyone, I would like to say that just share your feedback because feedback is a part of communication. So if you want to grow in your life, try to give feedbacks to others, try to take feedbacks from other. So if you have any feedback from me as well, you can share and Saurav and team will communicate that to me, right?
definitely,
And if
definitely.
there are any area of improvement, I will try to work on that. And if there are any positive feedbacks, it will really help me to create more such sessions for you people. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone. Please share your feedback. It is important for us. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time. Uh, so, would like to see you all in the upcoming session that we have of the orientation session for the next track, where we'll be shortlisting and announcing the top teams that we have shortlisted for the next stage. So looking forward to it and hope to see you all in the next stage. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you, Vishal.
Thank you, sir.